straight to the heart, from my heart, straight from my heart to the heart on the other side of the camera. I care deeply for people in addiction, people struggling with alcoholism, drugs, whatever falls under the umbrella of addiction. I care and I love and I pray. I pray all the time. My heart, I don't even know somebody and my heart aches. I don't know who needs to hear this. I have personally dealt with, not so much in my family, although I believe two people are more addicted to the alcohol than they really want to admit or that they even believe. But I have dealt personally in my own environment, in my own home, someone that was deep, like, well, there's two people that I'm thinking of now, too. The one that first came to my mind, deep, from a young age, alcohol introduced, from a young age, the world in the 70s, 1971, and beyond. Then the drugs, and it starts with a little bit of marijuana. Excuse me. It's not going to hurt anybody. And for most, it doesn't. Some people can smoke marijuana their whole life. And I know a couple people, and they were fine. I mean, I guess everybody's body is different. I just ate something, so forgive me, please. Um, Heavy, heavy, heavy drug use after. I believe, from what I learned, because I knew them in high school, I don't know exactly what they tried or dabbled in, but I would say just about everything. And then it was heroin. And in 2018, 2019, more so 2019, that was when like everything hit. I had to get this person out of that bathroom that you see. That's my bathroom right there. Can you see it? Right there. Right there. I don't have my glasses on. That bathroom right there was closed. Person was in there. Taking a little longer than normal, I would say, on a good day. You kind of learn what people do when they're around you a lot. And I was getting ready for bed. I mean, it was like 12:30 at night. And long story short, I hear this very strange noise and I touched the doorknob and the door was locked. And that never happened, like ever. So alarm bells went off in my head. I go right to the sink, which is right next to the bathroom. I got the screwdriver. And I had the phone already in my hand because I ran for my landline cordless. 911 on my shoulder, uh, taking the doorknob off. And I've never, ever, ever in my life taken a doorknob off. So I've watched people do it here and there, but I wouldn't remember how to do it. Something took over. I undid the doorknob and I opened that door, and the person is on the brink of death. I kid you, there's no joke about this. and they were leaning back, and their head was back, and they were like sounding like they were snoring, like a very deep, like low snoring. And they were turning a gray color from what I recall in my vague memories that I have left over. I tried to, once I got over that, I shut that out. That was very, very traumatic. So I'm on the phone as I'm doing, I don't know what was going on. Their pants were down around their ankles. They were on the toilet. I do not remember what all the details. So the paramedics come, and they're in there, and all I hear is one word come out: Narcan. And I kind of knew it before I even heard that word in that moment, that something wasn't right, that they went, what happened to lead up to this was a question that I had. Something in my gut, in the pit of my stomach, was questioning why and what was going on, and just things that probably an hour and a half prior to this bathroom situation. I'm not going to get into all the details, but something happened, and then this happened, and it correlated. Then the light went on, and I was like, okay, this connects. That makes sense. I then look in his wallet, just checking, and I found the substance that was left over. There was more left over. I disposed of that. Uh, no one will ever get to it. It's gone. Uh, Nobody can get hurt by it. Nobody will find it. It's gone. So, of course, when he came to, and it was like the next day, he was mad, and I said, "Well, I'm not gonna. You're not gonna bring that in my house. Number one, you're not gonna lie to me that you didn't like do anything, and all the year prior to this, you're I'm clean, and I'm sober, and yeah, they were still drinking. Um, I don't think they'll ever quit. I don't think they'll ever quit drinking. Um, I pray for them daily. And then the other person was almost died, but that'll be I don't know if that's, well, yeah, the other person I had just happened to connect with. I knew them from, excuse me, junior high. Uh, just reached out to them random, and they were on their deathbed, literally. I found them in a hotel room not far from where I live, and I went right there, and I stayed with them, and they went through this, that, and the third, and it was like a lot. And because I've had the first experience that I told you about, which was a first experience with that, with an overdose, and someone surviving. Actually, he survived the overdose. He's, last I heard, 2020. Person's still alive. Like I said, I pray for them all the time. But the second person was basically just drinking. I believe that there was no more, like, white powder, or, sniffy sniff, we call it. Back in the day, people called it. No more heroin. Basically just drinking, and, fireball and heavy stuff. And his friend was there with him in the hotel, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? He was doing nothing. He was basically using the person for the money that they were getting from inheritance, that they were slowly getting, I guess, and then they were getting a lump sum in the near future. So I was like, God, just deal with that person there, because they're not a friend. They're here for just the money and what they can get and take for free and to use. And I've been used a lot in my past, years ago, and I can see that a mile away coming. So I was going back and forth to the store because the person was asking me for the alcohol. And I felt I'm enabling, I am, uh, you know, putting into this problem. But they're an adult. They're a year older than me. So, and then it was like 3 days I was there. I stayed. I didn't leave the hotel. I stayed. And it got bad, like medically. And I was asking, like, call an ambulance. No, no, no. So the friend, we get him in the truck. The friend's driving his truck. The friend, I'm following him. So we're going and going, and he's hard to follow because I've followed many cars before in my time, and this person, he seemed like he was on something too. So we get to the hospital, and just a mess, just a mess. I almost got sideswiped by a car because of the friend driving. Went off the road and pulled into a gas station, and I'm on the far left of two lanes, and I go to follow him, and like I didn't even see, I saw it, but I didn't even, like, it didn't connect seeing the car on my right in my blind spot, basically. So I almost got sideswiped and going in the and I'm like flipping out on this guy. I'm like, do you know how to drive? Like, why? How did you get a license, and why do you still have a license? So we get to the hospital and stuff, and he gets admitted, and the friend leaves. Like, he leaves with the medically full with issues friend. He leaves with his truck. He goes back to the hotel. He don't give a crap. So I'm there, and I left and I went back, and I left and I went back, and it wasn't a joke. It was like gas and time and stress, and it was not a joke at all. These two people and that I'm telling about could have basically died. Like, I would have had two really close people pass away because of life choices and these ugly things. And now I have nothing against anyone personally, nothing against anyone that has an addiction, that has tried to quit, tried to quit, tried to quit, tried everything. And I dabbled in stuff. I tried things in my early adulthood, late teens, early adulthood, 20s, not my 30s though, because I was done. Before my son was born in 2001, I was done. Um, I know what it's like to party. I did it for fun. I wasn't addicted, but I was addicted to the actual let's get together and it wasn't an attachment to like the drug. It was just how the group setting was and stuff. Yeah, I like the way I felt on the drugs, but some of them no. Some of them no. And again, vaguely, I remember, like, things that could have happened, or things that did happen. It was fun at the time, but nothing is worth our life. Like, that doesn't belong. Like, those things don't belong. Alcohol was made to get people messed up and to not know where they are. And again, it's Satan. That's why they're called spirits, not good ones. They erase your inhibitions, and they make you change. There's people I've seen change that I wouldn't recognize. the first story I told you, I was like, where is so and so, his name, and what have you done with him? Because when I met this person in 10th grade, like two total night and day, two children born at different times, or brothers from other mothers, unrecognizable, and no DV or anything, but it got it got scary with him sometimes. But I loved him. I love like I was ride or die. You are it. I don't want to be with anybody else. We were supposed to get married, and like I said, we met each other in did I say 10th grade? Yeah, it was 10th grade, and it didn't work out. So that was a grieving of that relationship that I thought I was gonna have. Excuse me. That whatever I ate is like, excuse me. Sorry about that. You know, even 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 in my 30s and 40s, I guess guys can feel it too, but love is when it hits you, it hits you. And so I had to get over that. I had to get through that, through it and over it. But without God, I wouldn't have been able to. There's absolutely, absolutely no way. No way. There's things I couldn't handle without his strength that he gives. There's things that I couldn't make decisions about that he gives clarity and wisdom and knowledge, and it's a different level. It's not when they say supernatural, it's unrecognizable in the natural, in what we see, and once you are on the path with God and Jesus, and I say them because God is Jesus, Jesus is God, but for people that might be unaware or unsure, if I just say Jesus, I mean God, Holy Spirit, Jesus. When you're walking, born again, Christian, made new, following the Bible, reading the Bible, connecting with other like minded people, teaching and helping, loving other people around you. It's really, for me, it's almost impossible to put it into words because and it's not the same for everybody. It's everybody has, they could have similar paths, they could have similar situations, they could have very much identical history that, let's say, like best friends, how they share stories. People on the other side of the world could have that same type of thing. But as far as I know, with the second person, they haven't drank since then. They've gone to AA as well. Um, I don't know if both of them still go. I haven't spoken to the second one since 2020, beginning of 2024. And I just, that second one here I was talking about was my first love. So that hit one, two, three, four, five, 6 times. I lost count. This was like the sixth or seventh time that from seventh grade to 2024, which seventh grade was like 80s. Um, yeah, a lifetime of thinking you really know someone. And there's people that really know someone. Like there's people that are really young right now that I know that know their partner and they know them so well. It's unbelievable. And then there's people like my parents that my mom says, I never knew your dad. And they were together over 50 years. So, on that note, I thought both of these people, I thought that I knew them. No, no. You really have to, there's got to be trust. There's got to be open communication. There has to be willingness to want to be open, vulnerable, and giving and empathetic and caring. And if you can't do all those things, you really need Christ to work on you. Like I had to be worked on. There were specific areas I had to be worked on. I think we all have specific areas that we could get a little work on because we're never all going to be perfect. Only one is perfect, and that's God. But we can do our very best with learning and taking action and just, I don't know, therapy, reading the Bible, having Him, God, when you're connected to Him, that's it. Like, in my perspective, He's all you need. And people go, well, how? I live every single day, going back from 1998, falling down, getting back up, falling down. But now the percentage of falling down, it's very, very low because I don't allow myself to act that way and I check myself before I'll stumble in a certain way, but I'll stumble somewhere else. But relying on Him, He takes over. He is steering the car. I'm thinking and I'm doing and I'm acting and I'm being productive in my life and I'm daily tasks but I don't have to stress. I don't have to plan of how I'm going to do this and how I don't have to fix something because I already fixed it so many times before that I know the right way to do it now, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I just figured I'd get on here. I made a video earlier today that I posted. Um, I'll have this go up later, I think. But this really was on my mind that after I did dishes, because I did a whole bunch of dishes, but I made something first, and I was doing other things before that. But yeah, I made my video and then I did some stuff. But just doing, I call it, what do I call it? Dabbling. I'll do some dishes and then I'll clean and then I'll go on computer and do what I'm doing and looking up things and paying bills and whatnot. But I keep busy and I just, it came to me. I was just washing my hands and I have thoughts like that's why I'm saying it. It just things come to you. I call it God's downloads. When it gets downloaded, You sense it. Like something is something is up. Something's there. But any questions, any sharing of stories that you want to put down below? I want to start growing this community. That's what I'm looking to do, to talk and conversate with. Um, you don't have to say it's your story. You can just say, leave yourself out. You could say, oh, my friend. I would love to hear comments and testimonies. And if he has done something for you, share it. It's going to encourage anybody that reads it, has the chance to be encouraged. Um, like, share, because then again, more people get to see it, more people get to hear it, it's more so people get to hear it. If you just close your eyes and look away and just listen, I pray all the time. I pray all the time for every video, whether it's before or after. I pray for everybody that will be watching. And even if you say, no, thanks, I don't want to be prayed for, I'm good, you've been prayed for. I want as many souls to go to heaven as possible. And I mean that. And the title of this is Straight from the Heart. My heart aches. So I want to see people come to Jesus. I want to see lives turned around. I want to see victory over addictions. I have victory over multiple things that were in my life. Only when God fights your battles and your whatever, fill in the blank, whatever you're fighting, the result is always victory. He already won the victory. So through him, we win. As long as we're connected to him. But I have a Philippians 3:13 on my wall. There's two. There's three, but this says, no, dear brothers and sisters, I have not achieved it, but I focus on this one thing, forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. Philippians 3:13. I don't know what translation that is, but I go with King James Version. And then the other one is, it doesn't have it's just a saying. When the devil keeps asking you to look at your past, there's something in your future that he doesn't want you to see. He doesn't want you to get to the good part. He wants to kill, steal, and destroy. And regardless of what stage you're in, he wants to cut it off now. So I love you all. I pray for you all. I gotta run, but I hope this blessed at least one person. And thank you for being here to the end. And I'll see you on the next video I make. Take care.